Alright guys, welcome back to Urge. Jameson here again with the Baldur's Gate video. What I'm going to be talking about today is the differences between combat, or basic combat I should say, between Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and Baldur's Gate 3, and how they kind of incorporated that into Baldur's Gate 3. So I'll just switch right into a combat I have going on here. So first up, there are some definitely major changes to the action economy. So for example, you'll see immediately you have, these are down here, your action and bonus action, which is obviously normal. But these are all extra bonus actions that you can do for everyone. Every one of your characters can use these 4 bonus actions, as opposed to the limits of your bonus actions in 5th edition, which is a lot more limited. So for example, you can jump or disengage as a bonus action. That's anybody. Anyone can disengage. You can dip your weapon or your item into a surface, so if there's like a pile of like acid or something on the ground, or there's like fire, you can like dip your weapon in it and it like holds that charge of whatever elemental damage, whatever is there, for a couple turns. You can shove as a bonus action, so it doesn't actually take up your attack action or use an extra attack kind of thing. It is its own bonus action and anyone can do it. So instead of disengaging, you can literally just run up to someone, attack them, and then shove them away, and then just move. And then everyone can hide as a bonus action as well. So it's kind of a little bit weird, because you're kind of getting the limited factors of cunning action from Rogue. So at level 2, Rogue gets cunning action, and it's just dash, because everyone else already has hide and disengage for everyone. So kind of makes Rogues a lot different, actually, I should say. Another thing that's different is there is some advantages. Well, also, let me go into the actions, I guess. You can throw as an action, you can dash as an action, which is normal in 5th edition. Knock unconscious, so you can deal non-lethal attacks. So choose to do that. Helping, you can do that as well. Help a target up, remove prone, down, sleep, and webbed and ensnared. So, yeah, there's that. But let's just kind of go through here some other things. So there is technically, let me just kind of show some of the, there is, see how it shows here on the bottom left over, it says low ground over above my head, right up here, right there, right there. There are high ground and disadvantages and advantages. So if the enemy's at high ground and you are below them, you have disadvantage. If you are at high ground on your enemy, you have advantage. So you can take the high ground and let them know that you have the high ground, take advantage of that. Yeah. Anakin, poor Anakin. Anyways, so those are kind of the major things on there. Also, something that's a little bit different. I'm going to kind of go over this really quickly. Different items have special abilities on them. So, for example, if I get to, actually this isn't the right thing, you go to character sheet. So he has a short bow, which has the ability of pin down. So if I examine that, pin down is a once per short rest, I believe, ability, and it reduces their movement speed by 10. And the little 2 there next to, I figured out these things here, these numbers actually represent the number of rounds. So if you're looking at a concentration spell, so if I go to someone who can cast a spell, and I look at something like Charm Person, it has a 10 there on the eye icon next to where it says inflicts charm. That means 10 rounds. So that is like a minute, basically how it works on there. And some of these, like Guiding Bolt, just has a 2 rounds, I guess. So a lot of the things are different, but I'm going to do a video on spell differences in a bit later. So I'm just going to kind of go through combat just a little bit here to kind of show you. But like I said, the big differences are going to be the fact that anyone can disengage, hide, shove, and then you have this extra bonus action of dipping, and then anyone can dash, obviously. Helping is different. When you go down, actually, let me just try to, well, that's the boss dude. I'm just going to shoot this guy, sneak attack. Also, there are advantages. If you attack someone from behind, you get to get advantage as well. So if you attack someone's back, you'll get advantage. So there's just different ways to kind of get advantage and things like that. I'm just going to go through all the enemy's turns on here. But there are definitely some, like I said, major differences at letting everyone be able to do those actions that are typically normally only cunning action abilities for the rogue. Makes it interesting. I guess it gives you more stuff to do on your turn versus just like, I move, I cast a cantrip, or I attack, and I'm done. So it's giving you more options at least, which is, I mean, for better or for worse, is an interesting choice. This goblin up here's got high ground, so yeah, he just about, oh my gosh, took half my health in one shot. So yeah, those are the major things. Like I said too, some of the weapons, some of the other abilities. There's something called Cleave. That's on another weapon. See if I can get behind this guy. If this will count. It takes a little bit getting used to as well for how these things actually work. So this is another one, Smash. 1d6 plus 2 plus 2. And they usually have like a cooldown on them, like this says once per short rest. So that's that, and then you can. Oh, also drinking potions is a bonus action as well. So that's another thing that is different because normally that takes your full action. Also, the way death saves work are completely different. Oh, and the threatened condition as well. Remember, remain this is basically means someone is next to you in their melee range. So if you move away, they're going to get opportunity attack usually. And also, if you have a ranged attack, it says right here, creature has disadvantage on ranged attacks. So if you're trying to make a ranged attack next to someone, that's what the threatened condition means basically. So that is that. So kind of just giving people who aren't familiar with D&D kind of like a more clear understanding that why you're going to be getting hit when you try to move past people, or why you're having disadvantage on your ranged attacks. Critical miss. Okay, nice. So with all of this, like I said, these are the main things. I want to kind of go through just a round of combat on here. This looks like a pretty long kind of combat on here, so I'll try to cut it short. But those are the major differences. The high ground is a big thing. The abilities for bonus action, so many things to do as bonus action. It's kind of crazy. This guy's still facing forward, so I can't get behind him. But with all of that, it's very... I don't know. I did get backstab. See, you said there's backstab, so I was behind him. I guess far enough behind him to get that extra advantage. And then I'm going to shove this guy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to attack this dude. I should be behind this guy as well. Nope. I don't think I was. Oh, I am. Okay, so you don't have to be like complete. It's pretty much if you just flank them, I guess. Like on the sides or back. As long as you're not like directly in front of them, I guess you get the bonus on there. And then I'm going to shove as a bonus action. So it's actually a lot of stuff. And when you shove, there's a chance for them to stay prone as well. So some interesting things on there. But that's the gist of it. It's really... In some ways, it's not different at all. But in other ways, like the bonus actions are crazy. Like you can do so much with the bonus actions. But with these kind of bigger combats like that, it's almost necessary for them to have all those extra things. Let me see if I can get some high ground on some of these dudes. Oh wow, I can get all the way up here. Also, obviously, there's not grid, it's just a lines. So that is a whole other thing as well. And I'll probably go through all of the things on here. Like I can take my bonus action attack here. Should kill him. So it's pretty straightforward. It does take some getting used to actually playing the game. But it is what it is on there. So going through all of those things, again, the abilities. Let me see if I have any other items that have special abilities really quickly while they're taking their turns. This one has the smash action, which we just saw. There's like rush one on here. Examine that. I think it gives you advantage if you miss. Or charge 4 and attack all enemies and objects in the... Wow, okay, yeah. So these are like extra abilities that you get from weapons, just I guess to make combat a little bit more interesting. And also, just a little preview here, you actually have like item slots as well. Whereas like in... I guess you technically do, because you can't wear like 2 pairs of gloves and stuff. Well, I guess if your DM lets you, but that'd be kind of weird. But yeah, like I said, pretty straightforward, but I still don't know how I feel about all these extra things. It's nice to just have more things to do, because it is a game. But, okay, I didn't mean to move outside with opportunity. So that's the other thing, too, is the opportunity attacks. It's kind of hard to not get sometimes opportunity attacks on you and things like that. Sometimes the pathing is kind of funky. So like you saw that I was just barely next to him and it triggered an opportunity attack, I think, from him. So I'm gonna shove this guy towards my friends, maybe knock him prone. So yeah, that's not gonna do down there. She is almost dead. I did not realize that. But that's basically the gist of it, guys. That's how it works. I'll maybe just play a few more rounds, maybe finish this combat out, and we'll just see how this goes. Alright. It's pretty brutal with the death saves as well. I forgot to mention this. Before I forget to mention this, I should say. The help action, if you run after someone and use the help action, it restores 1 hit point to a downed enemy. So it doesn't just stabilize them, it gets them up with 1 HP. And there is, I mean, you don't have all of your normal actions. You can't, like, as far as I know, I've not found a way to ready actions. And you cannot use, like, help is not going to give advantage, right? It just is like a way to pick people up off the ground, essentially, kind of thing. So it's a little bit different, but some things, like I said, are similar. So let's do, what's this guy at, 16? Let's do a witch bolt on the big boy. Alright. And I will move here and hide, because I can hide as a bonus action, which is kind of crazy. She is going to take a whack. Alright. That's unfortunate. But you can see, like, just being able to do this, because now I can just run away. You know what I mean? It's interesting. Let me get some high ground up on here, in case they try to come at me. And that turn. But, like I said, I'm just going to play this out, and you guys can kind of watch and see. Get an idea. So now I'm at the high ground up here. I'm going to have advantage on my attacks. Actually, I might as well kill this guy because he's right here, right? No way he doesn't die to this. I could just shove him off too. But, you know what? Let's shove him off. That's going to be more exciting. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing nice too with this is there's a lot of verticality, so you can do stuff like that on a more regular basis. And it is nice that you can kind of set up kind of insta kills. If you're up on a high enough ledge and you push someone off, you can just straight up kill stuff, which is nice considering some of these combats, like I said, can be pretty ridiculous. Okay, will it let me get behind this without triggering an opportunity attack? Okay, we're good. We're in a good spot. Another thing on here is like pin down. Yeah, it's the one that reduces the damage, or the speed, sorry, on that. And I might as well hide because it's a bonus action, nothing else to do. I think that's is that the last guy? Yes, I believe it is. So let's just kill this guy real quick. Missed. Or I think it just didn't trigger. That's another thing that's kind of awkward is sometimes you can't tell if you're actually going to hit something or not. Like you might think you're going to click on an enemy, but you actually click the ground, and it'll shoot the ground, not the enemy. Okay, that was a low chance anyway, so I'm not worried about that. And we got another dude up here. So now that guy's... There's also like stats effects like fire, so like he's burning, stuff like that. Where you'll have like continuous damage. You can also set up combos, like you can put the grease on the ground and then shoot like a firebolt into it, set the ground on fire, and whenever they run through it, it's kind of different. That's another thing too. When you run through like effects on the ground, I got rogue up. I can range sneak attack him, I think. It's a low chance, but I'll take it. Critical miss. Oh well. Bonus action, drink a potion, because why not? They take the damage when they run through effects immediately. It's because usually it's like if you end your turn in 5th edition in an effect, that's when it will take place. But in this, it's immediate, so it's kind of awkward when you throw like a grease firebolt down because you can't. And if it's like in a hallway or something, and your party gets trapped in a room, you have to run through it yourself, and you'll take like 4 or 5 fire damage usually, sometimes less, but it can be a little awkward on there. But as you can see, the combat is definitely interesting. Similar in some ways, but completely different in others. Again, the bonus action thing is kind of crazy to me, but it is what it is. It makes it more exciting, I guess, as a video game. But I like the concept. It definitely feels like D&D, but with heavy homebrew content, essentially, in my opinion. I'm not sure how the rogues are going to feel, considering their cunning action kind of gets neutered by everyone having access to hide, disengage, and shove. So it is what it is. Have to say that at least once in video. But that's going to be all for this one today, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so when new videos are coming out. If you want to see anything else from us from Baldur's Gate 3 or anything with D&D 5e, let us know in the comments down below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.